To the video released today by Metro Police after two separate incidents where officers shot and killed someone who was holding a weapon. The first we're looking over shows one officer shooting a 17-year-old murder suspect. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Emma Gefter show the chaotic wrestle for control of the teen's gun. And warning here, it may be difficult for some viewers to watch.
I got him between his legs. Drop the gun or you're going to get shot.
Three LMPD officers hold down this 17-year-old boy they suspect of murder.
He has a gun in his hand.
The gun is tucked between the boy's legs.
Back up in case of contact. If you do anything, you're going to get shot. Do you understand me?
Detective Benjamin Derby keeps his pistol trained on the boy's head, and during the wrestle, boy's gun goes off.
We ain't going to shoot.
After that shot, Detective Derby fired back, shooting the boy once. The moment began as officers waited for him outside of a smoke shop on 3rd Street.
Stop. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Don't run.
Chasing him, an officer tackles the boy.
Put the gun down.
Here in this freeze frame, you can see the gun officers told the boy to put down. It's there in his right hand.
This weapon was identified through testing as the firearm that was used in the homicide of David Martinez at Crittenden Drive and Waterston Expressway.
We asked the department why they suspected the teenager before getting the gun, but they wouldn't talk about the specifics of their investigation. We also asked if the gun may have gone off by mistake, considering the struggle on the ground, but the department didn't want to speculate. Their own internal review of the shooting is ongoing.
Had these officers relinquished control of the suspect, there was a very good likelihood there could have been injuries to officers or citizens on this busy street.
Speaking on behalf of the officers, Deputy Chief Steve Healy figured a taser would be ineffective in the situation, in part because of how close together the police were. Again, here's the moment before the shooting, but from another officer's view.
Let go of this gun. We ain't going to shoot.
In the aftermath, officers gave the teen first aid, but he later died at the hospital. In Louisville, Ian Hardwitt, WHAS11, on your side.
LMPD's Public Integrity Unit is investigating the officer's shooting further while Detective Derby is on administrative leave, which is the department's standard policy. The Commonwealth Attorney assists with the final decision of that investigation once it's complete. Then copies of the investigation are provided to Kentucky State Police and the Louisville Office of Inspector General for review. Well, Louisville Metro Police also released video of a police shooting that happened on May 10th in PRP. It was the second time officers responded to the home on Crawford Avenue that day. The first was for a medical run. Now, again, we want to warn you, this video could be hard to watch. Police say officers responded to the home that night after receiving a call about a theft. The caller also told dispatchers a man was armed with a knife. In the video, you can hear officers on the scene repeatedly tell the man, identified as Nicholas Pierce, to drop the knife. When he runs toward them with his dog, they deploy their tasers. The video then shows Pierce get back up and again approach the officers. Now, we've frozen the video at this point when three officers fire their weapon, hitting Pierce after he was shot. The video shows Pierce holding on to the knife for nearly 2 minutes before officers are able to get close enough to provide medical help.
No officer that I've talked to in my 24 years of being a law enforcement officer has wanted to come to work and decided, I want to shoot somebody today. That's not what we want to do. We want to help them. From the initial run that was made there that day until after the force was used, these officers were still compassionate, wanted to save this individual.
Police say Pierce was armed with a military-grade knife, seen here with the taser wires wrapped around it. He died at the hospital later that weekend. The three officers who fired their weapons were placed on administrative leave, which is department policy. A man has now died from his injuries after a shooting in the Portland neighborhood Tuesday night. LMPD says officers responded to that shooting just before 10:30 Tuesday evening on North 20th Street. When they arrived, they found a man who had been shot in the head lying in the street. He was taken to U of L Hospital where he died yesterday. It was one of four shootings. Actually died today, I'm sorry. It was one of four shootings that happened Tuesday night. Anyone with information about any of the shootings is encouraged to call the anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD. Well, tonight we've learned what was believed to be a road rage shooting on I-65 was actually a carjacking. LMPD says the man injured in the shooting turned out to be the alleged carjacker. Officers say around 7:30 in the morning, the victim's car broke down near the outer loop exit, and that man left and returned in a different car when police say he spotted Jason Calhoun. The victim told police Calhoun opened his door and demanded he get out. The victim told Calhoun he had a gun in the car and grabbed it. Calhoun allegedly started fighting with the victim when officers say the victim shot Calhoun. But Calhoun was still able to jump in the car and drive off. Police say he then crashed into a semi-truck. Calhoun is charged with attempted murder, strangulation, and robbery. Abbey Road on the River isn't the only live music fest this weekend. Crews are setting the stage for Jack Harlow's highly anticipated Gazebo Fest. Harlow and Grammy-winning artist SZA are headlining the two-day festival event that's on Louisville's waterfront lawn.
We're expecting about 40,000 people over the 2 days, which is going to be a great crowd here. Can't ask for a better venue between the skyline and the river. It's a great place to see live music.
According to ticket sales, they expect to welcome more than 40,000 concert goers down on the waterfront. Well, TARC is facing a financial crisis with the possibility of layoffs next year and service reductions as early as June. TARC union members rallied in front of City Hall, calling on council members to help with funding. Many are concerned the transit system is facing layoffs in January due to what they call a fiscal cliff. TARC projects to exhaust $140 million in COVID funds by summer of 2025, with an estimated budget gap as much as $30 million by mid-2026. Due to financial challenges, service reductions could start as early as this summer on June 30th, and this means less routes for riders. TARC Union President Lillian Brentz is counting on Metro Council to help fund TARC.
So I'm asking y'all to be a partner in helping with coming up ways to fund public transit, and that's whether that's a ballot referendum, a tax referendum.
Now, if TARC does reduce routes, 19 of them will move to the Saturday Plus schedule. 3 routes will be discontinued. Number 46, National Turnpike, number 73, West Louisville River Ridge, and number 74, that's Chamberlain Lane. Last month, Mayor Craig Greenberg suggested laid-off TARC drivers could come to JCPS. Brent says she was informed TARC and JCPS are still in ongoing negotiations, but says that's not enough. TARC will have a public meeting June 4th. It will be held from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. at Union Station. Louisville's park system is now under new leadership. Today, Mayor Craig Greenberg officially named Michelle King as the executive director of Louisville Parks and Rec. King is a lifelong Louisvillian and currently serves our city as the assistant director of the Louisville Metro Air Pollution Control District, where she's been since 2005.
Every park serves our community, and every park deserves our best. And that goes for our community centers, too. These hubs for gathering and learning and fellowship among neighbors, they're pillars in a healthy community, just as much as the thousands of trees that our urban forestry team plants and maintains every day.
King will officially take over as the executive director of Louisville Parks and Rec June 24th. Today was the last day of school for JCPS students, and graduation season begins today. The first one kicked off at 4:30 this afternoon. Some of the first ceremonies include Atherton, Western, the Academy at Shawnee, and Iroquois. There will also be commencement ceremonies tomorrow, next Tuesday, and Wednesday. And Superintendent Marty Polio was there for Cochran Elementary's send-off over in J-Town. And after, he spoke to reporters about areas the district succeeded in this year, as well as the transportation challenges. We asked him if he guarantees next school year will start better. This was his answer.
Yes, I can commit to next year's first day being better than this. If it's not, then we'll have somebody else up here. So, it will be better.
Senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez and photojournalist Aspen Hester were there. So Isaiah, the superintendent, making the promise to families and students there that he won't be there if it gets any worse.
Pretty strong words there, Connie. He absolutely did, and in many ways a fairly low bar, right, to overcome, considering the last student was dropped off just before 10 p.m. back on August 9th, and you could tell today the superintendent understands all eyes will be on how buses do this fall. Now, the school district has acknowledged even with cutting most magnet school transportation and adjusting start times, arrival times will be improved, but still not where they want them to be. So I followed up on my initial question to Polio. Is he committed to the superintendent job no matter what happens next school year?
I can't comment on that. I don't know right now what my future holds.
And of course, JCPS is still making changes in the wake of that blistering audit report published back in March. Polio says they're about 30% done with new bus routes and plan to have them complete by the end of this June. Quick note here for JCPS parents, look out for an email from the district asking you for your address and how your kids will be getting to and from school this fall. They say this is vital information to have before they can finalize transportation schedules. Connie.
So much.